Hello, guys. I will just get to ask these few questions before we get down into this video. Do you feel that you were brought up in a family with siblings who just had too much to compete about for parental attention? Do you feel that maybe you grew up in a family whereby siblings had so much differences in their personality, age gaps, perceived favoritism, and it actually affected you, and you can feel that right now that it really affected you? Do you feel that you were brought up or you are in a family with siblings whereby you guys just argue too much, compete, fight, and you just have this jealousy with each other and compete over academics and sports? Well, guys, this video is actually for you and me. I actually been meeting a few friends, and I've realized that so many people who have gone through this kind of sibling rivalry have got low self-esteem. They have this competitive attitude, and they are really lonely and so much affected. And I felt that I think it is the right time for me to share this video. So many people are actually very scared of bringing this kind of a topic on their YouTube channel because they fear the victimization, they fear the stereotype, they fear maybe their families feeling that maybe they've exposed too much of their family secrets. Well, guys, sibling rivalry is a fascinating and complex topic to just speak about. And I think if we dive into it, we can actually help those who are still going through this sibling rivalry at home, and we can actually learn on how we can actually work on it together so that somebody can actually save their family from reaching adult rivalry, because sibling rivalry can start from a very tender age but can go on and on and on into the family to even adulthood. Sibling rivalry can stem from competition for parental attention, differences in personality, age gaps, and perceived favoritism, maybe from parents or from their friends or from the community. It can manifest from various ways, including arguments, physical fights, jealousy, competition in academics, or even sports. Prolonged rivalry can affect self esteem, mental health, and sibling relationships even in adulthood. So I feel that this is a topic that today we are going to get so deep into it and just talk about it. If you have any question, or if you have gone through or are going through sibling rivalry, please get into the comment section and leave a comment so that we can actually help each other as we continue discussing this topic. Hello, guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. If you are new here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment and let me just know what you just think about this video. Well, guys, let's not get so serious because we just want to feel so open, so freely, and just talk about this topic of sibling rivalry and how far it can go when we are relaxed. So let's just take a dance before we dive into the 7 points that I've just prepared for you that cause sibling rivalism and what we can do to just reduce sibling rivalry. Let's take a dance, guys, first before we move on. Competition for parental attention. Guys, this is one fast cause of sibling rivalry. Siblings often vie for their parents' attention and approval, leading to jealousy and rivalry. When I was growing up, I was born in a family of 8 children, and me being the seventh born and the fifth, the last in the family of girl in the girls category, my father just had so much love for me. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I think when I was little, I was just this amazing, charming, beautiful girl. I was intelligent and I grasped things very fast. I had so much beautiful hair that my dad never cut it off as much as he would cut my other sister's hair. And I felt that my dad praised me so much when I was young, I think because I was intelligent and I learned how to read at a very tender age. I started feeling this jealousy creeping in from a very tender age because I could see that my elder sister was actually feeling left out and feeling like she was not praised and feeling like my dad had loved me so much. If parents do not take care about these favoritism praises to one child and not leveling how they praise their children and show favoritism, it can lead to sibling rivalry, and this sibling rivalry can go on and on even to adulthood, which can affect the other child so badly that it can lower the self-esteem and make bring so much jealousy within the siblings, and you find that in adulthood they don't get along at all, at all, at all. The second cause of sibling rivalry that I have for you is difference in personality. Each child, guys, each and every child in the family has a unique personality, and these differences can lead to misunderstanding and conflicts if parents tend to highlight more on the brilliant kids than the ones who are not brilliant. It is extremely possible that children who face this have end up having sibling rivalry. Guys, when I was growing up, I think I was just one brilliant kid. I was very good in reciting poems. I could sing. I could stand in front of people in the church and just narrate those memory verses and just do those memory verses. In school, I think I was very brilliant. And then there was something that I think created so much sibling rivalry at home is when my dad would wait for us at the end of every school term, and he would wait for us to carry the reports on our hands, and he would sit there waiting for each and person to actually hand over. And when you hand over, if you had not done well, then my dad would not take a minute to not pounce on you and just tell you how you are not doing well, you are not hardworking like her. Look at her, she's number one, my daughter. And this kind of compliments, when they are always given to this brilliant child, then the other child grows up feeling like she is not maybe loved and creates so much jealousy and maybe feel like she does not have the back of their parents. Children are not same, they don't have the same personality. So as a parent, if you want to minimize sibling rivalry, then you must get to know your children, know their different personalities, understand that they are not going to be the same. There will be those very bright ones, there'll be those ones who are not extremely bright, but they have other talents that they can actually do. Just to reduce sibling rivalry, because sibling rivalry, when it goes and goes to an extreme case, it can actually escalate to severe conflicts and just even create violence in your family. The third one is age gap. Actually, age gap can also cause sibling rivalry. Significant age difference can result in different interests and development stages, causing friction. When I started checking out my age, me and my elder follower, I wondered how she was born just I was born just a few months after her, like about a difference of about 6 to 7 months. Well, guys, it's in the papers, so we cannot change that. And if my mother felt that it was that way, then we have accepted it. But actually, if it is to investigate and follow up, then there was a problem with the age gap between me and my sister. And I actually started feeling from tender ages that me and her, we are just like here and there. We are eight guys in the family, and you can imagine guys are just from here to there, here to there, here to there. And I think that is where sibling rivalry actually got into my mother's house, because I think like we the milestones ended up colluding with each other, because you find maybe I was younger, but she's older, but I'm faster than her, and maybe she lagged behind on some milestones, and maybe I was ahead of her with some milestones. And maybe, guys, this can actually cause a lot of sibling rivalry. It is important that when you're giving birth, you give space for your children so that they can actually each one grow up with their milestone without affecting the other one, guys. The fourth one is perceived favoritism. I don't know, sometimes I've looked deep into it and I've been wondering if it is actually real. Can there be perceived favoritism from parents? Well, guys, if one child feels that the other is favored by the parents, it can lead to resentment and rivalry. Guys, have actually been a victim of resentment and rivalry from my own siblings. I have felt that I've been the sheep in the family. I have felt like I have really suffered, because every time there was a problem, it was seen like I was the cause. I was not allowed to talk. Even at old age, I've always felt like my siblings feel that I should not talk, that I should keep quiet and listen to the older ones. Well, guys, born in a big family, I actually was a bright kid in school. I was kind of intelligent. When we did the last exam from moving from primary level to high school level, I remember that I did so well in school, and my other sibling had not done well in school, and there was need to choose who will be taken to school first, because there was limited amount of finances, and they were going to consider me, who had done well, and I had been called to a very brilliant high school. And I think this has cost me so much with my sibling, because they've been so much jealousy, hate, or rivalism, and just not being allowed to be me. And I have fought it so much, because you find yourself sometimes you are extremely lonely, you don't have a sibling to go to and actually talk to. And you know, when you are brilliant, you find yourself, you're just outspoken, you always speak your mind. And that has also cost me with my siblings, because I'm the kind who speaks my mind, and I'm outgoing, and I'm always there and here, and I can work out anything at any time. So this has actually cost me, and I have gone to sibling rivalry to an extent that sometimes it is so bad, and it affects your self-esteem, it affects you as a person. I feel that parents should not favor any child when it comes to education, whether this one is better, whether this one. Let all the children go to school at the same time, at the right time, without favoring the other, that this one is brighter, or this one is a boy and this one is a girl, or this one is brilliant and this one is not brilliant. Because when sibling rivalry goes on and on to adulthood, guys, I have met some women who are older like me, and when they talk about it, there are so many of them are so much affected. You find they're always very lonely. They fight to find true love. They're always somewhere like their life is just not okay. Because I also realized that I wanted to talk about this because I have learned and researched that most of people who are successful are actually having siblings who are so cooperative and so supportive. If you are brought up in a family and you have this sibling rivalry, then there is a big possibility that you will never get the support that you need from your siblings. They will always put you down, or they will always want you not to be around or be hard, but they'll try to cover you by any means, any way, guys. This one brings so much emotions in me, and I get so emotional when I have to talk about this comparison and competition. Constant comparison by parents, or maybe your community, or the people you live with, or the family members, can actually fuel competition and rivalry between siblings. I do not so much. I cannot talk so much about a favoritism, but I think I experienced so much comparison that was done by our parents, because whenever this one did this, it was that was always a comparison to the other. I feel that as we were growing up, there was so much comparison, as in comparing who is better, because I could remember like there was so much of hearing my mom even saying like my brother, he's very bright, intelligent. Then my sister would say that in school the teachers are comparing him, like she was constantly told that your brother was very bright and you are not doing well. Those kind of comparison can actually create sibling rivalry and competition, because this one was always compared to not being able to do this and that. In adulthood, actually does everything to ensure that she competes with the others, or be on top of the others, or do well than the others. I actually have suffered so much with this comparison and competition with my siblings, because you find that personally, I'm this kind of person who wanted so much in my life from a tender age. I ended up getting married before all the other three sisters were married. And I think everyone just wanted now to get married. I don't know if people got married to the right people, but there was that competition, or let me say comparison, of she got married, I have to get married. She's bought a car, I have to buy a car. She's built a home, I have to build her home. She has this, I must have this. And actually, it has created sibling rivalry even to adulthood, because you find that one person feels that they must have better than the other one, and you find there's so much gaslighting. You find someone is talking about the other one. I actually experienced whereby my other sibling, actually it was like she wanted everything I had, from my friends, from the type of man I got married to, from the people I dated, because I remember that I had to stop dating someone who was someone that I actually really liked, because I think she would follow him and talk, and I just decided that no, I have to back out. I remember one of my siblings actually going to this guy, and even actually coming back home and telling me like, you cannot marry this guy because this guy has actually dated me, only to come and discover that it was just a lie and it wasn't real. So you can see that I have faced sibling rivalry from very tender age, and it has gone on and on even to adults, and sometimes it has really affected me, because if you look at my life, you'll realize that I do not have this sisterly or like my siblings around me, because there's so much sibling rivalry that has really affected us as a family. And it is like nobody is happy for the other one, and no one likes what the other one is doing. And there's so much competition of even who knows which relative, who this relative, which this auntie loves, or this uncle doesn't love, and it goes on and on and on. I think that parents should not, no comparison between your children. Don't compare your children, because people are born different. People have different interests. There are people who are going to pursue certain dreams at a very certain age. There are some who are going to be slow. I think you should encourage your children to go and have competitions with the outside world, and not compare themselves and compete with their own siblings, because there are so many age mates out there that your children can actually compete or compare their lives with. Changes in family dynamics, events like birth of a new sibling, divorce, remarriages can disrupt family dynamics and lead to sibling rivalry. You find that sometimes a father marries another wife, the wife comes with other children, and this can actually affect family dynamics and end up bringing sibling rivalism between these ones and that one. Bringing like aunties and uncles coming to live at home with you can also encourage sibling rivalry, because you find that this auntie ends up favoring these other kids and doesn't like this one, because maybe this one is outgoing, this one talks, and ends up bringing so much conflict between these children that can bring sibling rivalry even to adulthood. Parents must avoid these scenarios of bringing the extended family to live with your family, letting people from family members to start disciplining your children, or creating so much disruption in the family can actually be avoided to avoid this sibling rivalism. Resource sharing. Sharing resources like toys, space time can lead to conflicts and rivalry. If parents do not start training their children at a tender age to learn to share whatever they have, from toys, from food, from what they are eating, from their clothes, then in future it can create sibling rivalry, whereby the child does not want the other one to even touch their clothes, or even eat their food, and it can bring conflicts and rivalry. This can go on to adulthood, whereby a sibling even hears that her sister or her brother is somewhere very sick and just needs money, and they have much and they're not ready to share, because this thing was already created from their childhood, and they hold it so much inside them that they feel that they cannot share. This brings so much sibling rivalry, because once you feel that you have maybe a sister who cannot come and help you or rescue you when you're having problems, then you actually find you create so much rivalry between each other, and you find you even hate each other and don't want to even see each other. Guys, I did this video not because I wanted to offend anyone or maybe even affect any family member, but I did this video so that it can help those siblings who are maybe facing sibling rivalry, or maybe you are growing up and you're seeing this happening in your family, and you can actually take some of these points and work on them to actually avoid growing up with sibling rivalry and even going into adulthood with it. It is so lonely when you live a life and you have siblings that maybe you never see, you rarely talk, and nobody cares about what the other one is going through. It is so painful when your self esteem was affected because of sibling rivalry. It is sad maybe that you can lose relationships, or you can lose very important things in your life because there's sibling rivalry. If you have watched this video or you have joined me for the first time, then go into that subscribe button, hit it, subscribe, like, share, and let me know what you think about this topic of sibling rivalry. Leave a comment on the comment section and let's just engage and let's talk about it, because 2025 I'll be doing more of these videos of speaking about topics after topics that I've actually experienced in my life. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate you and I actually don't take it for granted. Thank you so much and I love you guys. Bye.